Lolita appeared in a necklace with a $1 million emerald at the Muzz TV Awards. This is Lolita's second public appearance on stage after the scandalous party. At the country's main music award, Lolita not only led the star trail, but also showed a luxurious performance to the lyrical Marlene. And of course, as befits a pop diva, she walked out with luxurious jewelry and necklace with an emerald. "You have a gorgeous stone." We drew attention to the star's new thing. "Yes, it's an emerald. I gave it to myself," the artist explained to KP.ru. "Do you trust anyone to clean the stones?" "Only, to the urologist laughs. When a stone comes out of you, then you need to trust the cleaning of the stones. Well, in principle, there is, a product that you use to wash dishes. It perfectly cleans any jewelry." "Do you clean it often?" "No, not often, but in general it needs to be cleaned. The makeup still remains on the neck. And I'm like, if I get into something, I then don't take it off at night." As it turned out, Lolita's decoration costs fabulous money. Here is an emerald. This is a Colombian stone of 10 carats, a rare piece of jewelry and incredibly expensive. "More than $1 million are on Lolita's neck," said jeweler Grigory Bakatov. Jana Aguzarova shocked the audience with another brace. 61-year-old Jana Aguzarova again looks new. The singer rarely attends public events, which is why there are a lot of rumors about her. They like to write that Aguzarova lives as a recluse. She doesn't communicate with anyone, doesn't sing anywhere, etc. And she sings at private events and earns money. She just strictly forbids advertising it on social networks. And there are many such artists. For example, Valery Leontiev often visits Moscow. He sees friends, performs with game reserves. But there have been no reports about his performances, and there will not be any on social networks, unless an unexpected leak occurs. This was the case with Leontiev's concert at the beginning of the year. Not all artists are ready to lead an open lifestyle. Social networks, TV, interviews. But this does not mean that they became hermits. Aguzarova sings at private events. The fee starts from 2 million rubles and can be higher depending on the format and region of the performance. This week, Jana Aguzarova appeared at the Muzz TV Awards, where she received the award as Legend Timeless. She sang, danced and asked, "Come to my concerts." Artists do nothing by chance, which means that the award is a warm-up before the return of the legend. Upon closer inspection, it is noticeable that the singer's left eye is covered with a strip sticker, which is used by plastic surgeons, and the eye is simply drawn on it. Aguzarova lost weight and changed again. The singer, who will celebrate her 62nd birthday in July, looks pretty good. But then we came too close to the singer and were shocked. From under the glasses, only one eye was looking at us, and the second left was covered with a bandage with a plaster on which the eye was drawn. Jana tightly wrapped a scarf around her neck and made sure that it didn't slip. In the crowd of spectators, they whispered, "She looks like a Catwoman." This is the colloquial name for those whose results of plastic surgery were not very successful, and as a result their facial features were changed. Aguzarova hid her eyes, but looked youthful skin without serious age-related changes. No wrinkles, no folds, no ptosis. There are no miracles. Age-related changes will affect everyone, but some eliminate them through operations and procedures. We reviewed the latest photos and videos of Jana Aguzarova from June 14, 2024, with a plastic surgeon. Ivan Volodchenkov told how the artist's face changed. Most likely, the singer had a lift of the middle third of her face. There are no recent traces of surgical intervention, but relative to her age, the middle third of her face is in fairly good condition. Visually, you can determine the area of the incisions in the anterior ear region. That is, according to all indirect signs, there was still a lift, but it was there at least a year or a year and a half ago. In general, the middle third is worked out quite well. At the same time, the singer carefully hides the lower third of her face and neck under a massive scarf, apparently because this area was not treated at all, or the result after the lift was not what the patient expected. If you look closely, flesh-colored strip stickers appear from under the artist's glasses. These stickers are used by plastic surgeons and cosmetologists. Here we can only assume several options for the development of events. Or these are the consequences of an aggressive cosmetic procedure in the periorbital area around the eyes as an option for RF lifting, which is now fashionable, and this procedure is actively promoted by cosmetologists as a supposed alternative to blepharoplasty. Or laser rejuvenation of the periorbital zone, which subsequently led to complications that surgeons already struggled with. Or it could be an aggressive blepharoplasty technique, as a result of which complications arose in the early postoperative period, due to which it was necessary to do a revision, that is, take the patient back to the operating table. And to look for the causes of bleeding, hematomas. This is the most dangerous complication after blepharoplasty in the early postoperative period. If the eye itself as a visual organ is not damaged, then rehabilitation after complications can take from 3 to 4 months to 6 months. If the optic nerve or eye is damaged, then ophthalmological surgeons should be involved. Another feature of the singer's face is fillers. Injectable preparations authors note in the lips, which lie asymmetrically. Most likely, over a long period of time, a large volume of fillers was introduced, which in some people migrates to other areas after 3, 5, or 7 years. Because of this, we get asymmetry. What to do? In a good way, remove this entire volume of fillers with special preparations. This may take from a month to 6 months, depending on the severity of the case. Then fillers are injected again to remove the asymmetry and at least partially restore the volume that the patient needs. This is a long and expensive procedure, so not all patients agree to it, but over time they still come to it.